What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another vlog. My name is Dan. This is Psoriasis Journey channel. Today I'm going to share with you quite a lot of updates, quite a bit of information packed in this video, so stay tuned. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, make sure you do. There's weekly or daily updates that I try to release as much as I can, as long as I have updates. I don't want to waste time by just uploading videos, nonsense. I want to update you guys only with things that I'm trying and make sense to me, that might be working, might not be working. Anyways, let's get right to it. So, as you probably can see, my face is slightly a little bit red here, and my psoriasis overall has been acting up. Now, here's what's crazy. I went to Europe for about two weeks, 12 days, 13 days. And of course, there's the flight and there's the delays and there's a lot of chaos in the world and all that. And then there's the food difference and the weather difference. So, of course, all of that could potentially be a factor in my psoriasis issues. But that being said, my psoriasis was continuously getting worse with this winter/summer that we have here in Vancouver. We haven't had any sun really for the last couple months now. Occasionally the one day that comes out. Now, I don't know what exactly the cause for my flare-up. I've been maybe under a little bit of stress, maybe eating processed food here and there. So that could be one of the reasons. I haven't specifically nailed down what it was. And here's what's crazy. Here's the things I've been trying. I guess you can kind of note it down for yourself so you don't repeat all those things as well. Or maybe you do and see if it works for you. So naturally, when you have an outbreak, you're like, okay, what's the first thing I can do? What's the first solution I can think of? And for me, it was, okay, obviously it's something to do with digestion, because I researched different types of stools. Like, it's disgusting to talk about, but it's really relevant to what's going on inside our body. So if you actually type in different poop types, you'll actually see different level 1, 2, 3, 4 different types, of different poop types. And it goes from the normal, which is, I believe it was like the type 1, which is normal, brown, like, solid, the way it should be. And then it goes all the way to type 6, 7, which is like soft and terrible, like yellow, and so on. So that's pretty much diarrhea at that point. And I had to figure out, well, where am I on the spectrum and what is going on? Why do I have to go to the bathroom so often? What am I eating that's affecting it? And I really started to cut down things. And at that specific point, I was also referred to by my massage therapist that I go to weekly to remove stress. He referred me to a doctor that was doing herbal acupuncture, Chinese medicine. And I was like, you know what? Doesn't hurt to try. I don't have any insurance personally because I'm self-employed. But for those of you that do have insurance, definitely recommend you go ahead and try it. Or even if you want to pay for it, I definitely recommend you try it. So I went to a session, got a lot of supplements, not medications. So I got my little handy pill box now. This is my supplements. It ranges from things like good for the digestive system to also things that make your skin glow better, and different things that help internally. I don't know specifics. I just know that I need to take them. And I can give you the list of them if you guys want. Comment below and I'll make sure to comment them back with the names. But other than that, those are just specifically what was recommended by my doctor. And acupuncture, she did do it. That was my first time doing acupuncture. I honestly did not see a huge difference. Now, I don't want to say it doesn't work. I've done it twice. I don't think it made any difference really for me. Maybe it's doing something as far as like when you're working out, athleticism, so your muscle pain relief and so on. But as far as my gut and psoriasis, I don't think that made any difference. But of course, 2 times is not enough to tell. You have to go quite a bit. And here's where the switch did happen in my head. She gave me a book, which I actually have open right here. I'll show you. Gave me the Elimination Diet book. And essentially what the idea is, just like it stands for, is eliminating a lot of things from your diet and seeing what's wrong and then adding them back in to see what reacts. So essentially, if you follow this book, you're going back to the basics. You're literally eating things like carrots, broccoli, like all the greens, all the vegetables that are good for you, and very easy to digest. So I have a pot right here that's being cooked up, and essentially, if you take a look inside, it's just very soupy, like very easy to digest type of food. And I've pretty much been consuming whatever this book is telling me. So from juicing, you can see the juicer in the back right there, right? You can see the blender is in the wash right now, but I have the blender going, I have the juicer going, and essentially juice in the morning, a smoothie maybe in lunch, and then have the soup in between. Pretty much what the book recommends. This is day 2 right now. I can tell you, I was thinking about doing videos on regular to record day 1, day 2, and so on of this elimination diet, but I don't know how much it's necessary. I don't feel like it's relevant for you to keep watching the difference, because at the moment, my face is red and I've been applying coconut oil, but I don't know if this diet might help, right? This is just me trying something else. So I'm doing the full-on elimination diet. By day 3, 4, I'm gonna start introducing things like salmon and chicken. I saw there is in the recipes, and this fully lays it out for you. Let me just show you. It fully tells you what to have day 1, day 2, and so on. So it's not like I'm guessing and making my own meals here. Now, there's a lot of information so far I just provided you as to what I've tried. Of course, it doesn't stop there. Before I started this diet, one last thing I did before making any adjustments is I went to Europe. I went to Portugal, Lisbon, for those of you that might be familiar. Really warm, really beautiful country. I loved everything about it. I was hoping, one of my main reasons for this travel was to reduce stress, get sun on my skin, go in the salt water in the ocean to make sure my skin is really happy with it, and eat clean food. I really believe that in Europe, the food is just cleaner. Here in North America, they pump it up with chemicals and do things to the meat, and who knows what the vegetables are with. Like, you know, when you look at a vegetable, when it's a beautiful tomato or a beautiful cucumber, it's like shining in the light, chances are there's chemicals being put on it. So from that mindset, I was like, okay, well, in Europe, it's a lot cleaner. Like, they have everything made local, and they fish locally, a lot of fish food. I ate so many different things, from octopus to sea bass to what else did I eat there? I ate sardines. Like, there was so many seafood options there, and I enjoyed it. It was really tasty, really delicious, really different type of palate that I'm used to. So I was really hoping to see a major change. You know, I've been in the sun quite a bit. I've been swimming quite a bit in the oceans, doing different activities. My stress, I don't think I've ever had less stress that I can remember in the last 5 years at least. Like, I was super relaxed. What I realized too is that I didn't have to be as much on my emails, as much on my phone anymore, because the time difference, right? So I'll work a couple hours at nighttime, then pretty much finish all the work in those 2 hours, because I'm so efficient, so focused. Nobody's bothering me with calls and emails in between, right? So I got them all done. I schedule all my emails for the next morning here in Canada, so that people, my clients, get it on time. And I was stress-free. I was chilling. I was doing activities like kayaking and like surfing. So I was really in a good place as far as I shouldn't be stressed. So why is my psoriasis still there? I'm getting a lot of sun. Why is my psoriasis not going away? I'm eating clean food. Like, what else can I be doing? And it got to a point that I came back. I'm like, okay, that's it. I'm doing this elimination diet. I got to do it. Because clearly, whatever I'm eating, whatever that one ingredient could be, is affecting me. It could be as small as maybe a piece of bread, or as small as maybe a carrot, or maybe a chicken. Who knows? Like, one of those ingredients messes me up. So I figured, you know what? Okay, let's do this elimination diet. Let's see if this will help. And day 2 right now, I will tell you, is difficult. But that being said, I'm in a place in my life that luckily I can afford to pay for medication such as Biologics. And I came to terms with it. I was like, you know what? I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to feel like I'm quitting or falling out or whatever you want to call it. But I am caving a little bit, because at the end of the day, no matter how much I've tried all those methods in my channel, they are not removing my stress 100%. There maybe, I think the most I've got it before was 95% or 90%, that everything was gone, but it was never 100%. And I was always curious as to what is it? Like, what can I do to get to 100%? So the medication, for those of you that probably are familiar with Biologics, a lot of you have recommended in the comments and throughout the videos to try Biologics. And those Biologics, I was always like against the whole medication part, and I was so like, oh, I want to find a natural, like Biologics is just going to put a band-aid on a problem. So, and it is a band-aid on a problem. It's not going to fix it long term, and if I stop taking the medication, it probably will all come back. So that being said, I figured, you know what? If I do it once a month, the medication like it was like instructed, you only do it once every 4 weeks at the beginning, and then it goes to every 3 months afterwards. So really, I go from once a month to every 3 months, and from there, just maintenance. If my psoriasis all clears up 100% in like 3 to 4 months, and I have my life back, and at that point, I can continue doing some sort of maintenance with diets and exercise and so on, and continue that routine of stress-free and maybe even travel the world a little bit, then maybe, just maybe, when I stop this Biologics, it might be much slower to come back if it does. And at that point, if I really want to make sure it goes away again, then I start Biologics again. And I thought about it. Yes, it's not something that, for this purpose of this channel, it's not something that I recommend because it is very expensive. We're talking like $5.5 grand for 2 shots, which is considered 1 dose, specifically for the Biologics that I'm gonna go for. And I'm gonna make a whole vlog series about that from day one I do it to the differences they make by month 4. Hopefully, that's what I've been hearing at least. That it's gonna make a lot of difference. So the only reason I kept doing that is because I figured, you know what, if it gets me to 100% and I get my life back, so I don't have red face anymore, so I don't have any scaly parts like that on my elbow, so I don't have any flaky parts at the back of my head when I get off the dark pillow. Like, if I can get my life back like that, then it might be worth it. Now, I understand that this is not something that everyone out there can afford and maybe not even have access to. And that's unfortunate, of course. That's unfortunate that the medication and the healthcare system built that way. A medication that probably cost them $20 to make, if not less, is costing over $5 grand for us to buy. That's just the world we live in, unfortunately. But that being said, the reason I caved to that is because it is Biologics, which means it's not chemicals. It is something that they figured out how to do to adjust the immune system to make sure the psoriasis part goes away. And from that aspect, I was like, you know what? It's not terrible. There's no like significant side effects that are gonna cause long-term problems. And because of that, I was like, you know what? It's worth it. I'm gonna do it because the closed loop of being in that mindset of what should I eat or what should I not eat or what should I do to reduce my stress or what should I go to the sun to, like that immediate reaction internally causes me stress or causes me continuously to think about it. And what's interesting is the effect of my mindset knowing that I'm about to get those shots, the placebo effect, knowing that it's a matter of time before everything goes away, could actually be a positive thing that my skin is actually reacting to it and is getting better. It's thinking like, oh, well, it's about to be better anyways. Let's get started now. That's the way that I feel like my skin is reacting. I've been applying a lot of coconut oil. I mean, every spot I have coconut oil. Eating those meals as instructed by the book that I've been following, like I said earlier. I'm on it like by the dot. I'm very disciplined. Not a single gram of bad food. No chips, no processed food, no nothing. No dairy, nothing else that I'm not supposed to. And this is just my protocol. And I hope that by the time I actually get that first biologic shot, we'll see if whatever I'm doing here is working. Of course, the Biologics, I have to believe hands down that it's actually going to do something. Anyways, without much more rumbling, there's a lot of information on this video. I encourage you to rewind and re-listen to some parts that might not have been clear. Please ask me in the comments below anything that you want me to expand more on, because as you can tell from this video, I've done quite a bit of new things. Primarily, I did all those things because it got to a point that I said enough is enough. Like since the beginning of the channel, it's when I started recording things about my psoriasis, but probably for the better part of 8 to 9 years now, I've been dealing with psoriasis spots. And a quick update here, if you take a look, this is my elbow, this is my other elbow. It's probably more on the red side because I applied coconut oil recently. My shoulders here, you can see some dots, which are really bugging me. As far as bugging me, not because they're itchy, but because I don't want them there. And there's more spots here on my belly area now, which I've never seen before, which really, really annoys me. And probably the worst one yet is on my tailbone. I don't know what I can show here. I'll try. That's my tailbone here, which really is frustrating. And believe me, for me to show this kind of things on the video for online for the public to see, it's kind of weird. But I know this is gonna help somebody, right? If this helps you guys, if you got some motivation to try new things, then hopefully this video did this job. I will, again, if you have any questions about what I've covered in this video, please ask me in the comments. I'll try to cover things in the next future videos about the Biologics. I'll try to make more about the elimination diet and about the supplements I've been taking, along with anything else I've been trying, such as massages, acupuncture, mindset, meditation, and so on. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.